And I think in today's society, we need to cultivate and invest into habits that really brings the three entities together, because I just feel like it's necessary. It's so easy to lose your mind in today's society. It's so easy to be distracted, to have everything that you plan go wrong. It's so easy to be negative, for goodness sake. So I feel like if there's any time to be much more invested into developing habits that helps us to be in touch with our real selves and our most authentic self, I feel like it is now. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And if you are new here, if you're new here, hi, I am Damsey, and you're most welcome to this crystal amazing community where we talk all things lifestyle, beauty, mindset, and a little bit of DIY every now and then. So in today's video, it's a very special video. Why? Because in today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that I feel like our society, especially here in Nigeria, I feel like we have to talk about more. I feel like this is something that everyone can relate to, of course, and that is why I am shooting this video today, obviously. So today is going to be all about how to be your highest and most authentic self at all times. If you ask me, what does it mean to be your highest and most authentic, realist self? I would say that to be your highest and most authentic self, it means to be not necessarily happy, but you're in a place where you're contented with who you are and what you have and what you do not have. You're in a place where you're at peace with everything that you have gone through, everything that has happened to you, every mistake that you have made. You're in a place where you have forgiven yourself for every wrongs that you have made, for every mistake you have made. You're in a place where you are somewhat ready and fortified enough to face whatever life throws at you, either through people or through experiences in general. And to also be your highest self is to be your most confident, your most powerful, your most authentic self. Like to literally have body, soul, and spirit fused together most times. I think that is my definition of being your highest and most authentic self. And I think in today's society, we need to cultivate and invest into habits that really brings the three entities together, because I just feel like it's necessary. It's so easy to lose your mind in today's society. It's so easy to be distracted, to have everything that you plan go wrong. It's so easy to be negative, for goodness sake. So I feel like if there's any time to be much more invested into developing habits that helps us to be in touch with our real selves and our most authentic self, I feel like it is now. So before we go into the main tips that I have as to how to be your highest and most authentic self, I'm going to be mentioning three things that I believe the process of being your highest self and being in touch with who you really are is basically centered upon. Like you cannot really achieve it without these three things. And the first of the three things is, first of all, you need to know yourself. Yeah, you need to really know yourself. And by knowing yourself, I don't mean, just knowing your name and who you are or who you want to be or your ideal self and stuff. I'm talking about knowing who you are, not your ideal self. Like, who are you realistically right now? Knowing your weakness, knowing your strengths, and all of that. That is what I mean by knowing yourself. I strongly believe that your depth of self-knowledge is basically your depth of power, and this is where your power in life springs up from, isn't is from knowing yourself. The second thing is expanding yourself. What do I mean by expanding yourself? I mean by throwing yourself into experience and throwing yourself into experiences that kind of stretches you. It challenges you, it tortures you, it kind of threatens you, and it sways you into growth and progress and failure and mistakes, because all of these things, I believe, they contribute to character development and growth at the end of the day. So you need to expand yourself by literally throwing yourself to fire or whatever can expand you and grow your mind. And then the third thing I believe is feed yourself right. Feeding yourself right is so important. And by the word feed, I do not necessarily, I'm not only referring to what you put into your stomach, right? I'm talking about what you absorb, what you allow yourself to absorb. That is the books that you read, the people you hang out with, the kind of movies or entertainment that you watch, the things that you meditate upon day and night. So that's basically all and comprised. That is basically all parts of feeding yourself. So, with all those three factors being stated and said, which you have to put in mind, the main tips, however, that I have as to how you can be your highest, most authentic, truest self. Number one tip is, um, you know, carve out time to spend time with yourself. Like, embrace the loneliness. I know that people always love to be around people, but you need to have moments where you set out dates for yourself, just personal alone moments where it's just you and yourself, where you get to know yourself, communicate with yourself, analyze your week, your day, talk to yourself. Okay, how did today go? This particular experience that happened, how do I feel about it? How do we go about it next time? Try to understand, like literally replay your day or your week in your head and analyze it. Assess yourself. How did you perform this week? How did you perform today? I feel like it's so important when you get used to a culture or a habit like that, because that is what helps you to better know yourself. From there, you get to know your weaknesses, you get to know your strengths, and I feel like it's a very important foundation to have in personal self development, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, take out time to spend time with yourself, go on dates with yourself, learn yourself, understand your triggers, understand the things that you hate, and all of that. So I want to apologize for the lighting issue. I think the video is kind of a bit darker right now. It's because of it's evening and the sun is setting, so please forgive me. So the second tip I have for you guys is to, you know, develop a strategy to help you manage and overcome your weaknesses if necessary. Because I feel like when you learn to master your weakness or that major flaw that you have that is affecting or preventing you from getting the kind of result that you want in life, it gives you more confidence boost. So what is the whole point of developing a strategy for it? Well, the whole point is that when you develop a strategy, you are better prepared. So that way, when you face situations that kind of, bring you down to your knees, like gives you anxiety. Let's say, for instance, now in this case, your main flaw or your weakness is you're always anxious whenever it's time for you to give a presentation at work. Yeah, so you're always anxious, right? So the whole point of developing a strategy that works, that helps you to manage that particular weakness, is that it helps you prepare for what is ahead. And when you're prepared, you are much more confident. You already rehearsed it, like you already know what to do, what not to do in order to be able to carry on with what you need to do. So that way it does not come in between what you have to achieve. I've seen so many cases where, you know, various weaknesses that we have has prevented us from achieving something that we would have easily gotten. It could be lack of confidence. For some people, it is, shyness. For some people, it is anxiety. For some people, it's panic attacks. So it's so, 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 so important that you must, first of all, recognize this weakness. And in order to recognize that, it requires you to spend time with yourself. So when you spend time with yourself, you already recognize this weakness. You know that, okay, this is one of the issues that you have. Then you develop a habit or a counter action that would help you to better manage it, or like a strategy, like an anchor that you can use or to achieve what you need to achieve next time. So the third advice or the third tip that I have for you guys is to try to do something that scares you once in a while. Okay, do something that takes you out of your comfort zone once in a while. Do something that really, really, really brings your heart to race so fast once in a while. Things that literally threatens your peace. So try to avoid being on the same spot, the same level of development for way too long. Okay, if you've been on a job, if you've been learning on a particular job, and it's every single day for the past 5 years, it's still basically the same thing that you've been doing. Try to make an attempt of trying a different job, maybe on a field that is much more challenging, so that you can grow, because the world we're in today, it is fast growing. So growth, knowledge, if you have a skill, you need to grow that skill. And trust me, growth and change is one of the most difficult things for human beings. So it's something that you have to be intentional about, because in this world that we are in today, growth is a compulsory thing. If you're not growing, you're going to get left behind. And if you get left behind, you start to feel lonely, and it will just affect your mood, your sense of self in general. So it's definitely necessary that whatever skill, whatever interest you have in this world, continue to grow it. Continue to seek more interests. Continue to seek new experiences. Don't just stick to the same thing for way too long. And so, the fourth tip that I have for you guys is try to pursue general knowledge. So important. Pursue general knowledge, guys, because when you are when you are a stream, a flowing stream of knowledge, like, it's so attractive to stare at a stream that is flowing, that is moving. It is more attractive to the eyes than to stare at a stagnant river or a stagnant stream. So be a flowing stream, be a waterfall, be a gush of knowledge. Like, literally pursue general knowledge, pursue growth. Like, try to grow whatever knowledge that you have. Try to learn more, try to expand what you know, because this also kind of affects you. It affects how you think. It continues to open your mind. And when you're an open-minded person, you're generally more attractive. You look better, you feel better, because you understand more. So that confidence is something that would definitely really be beneficial to your mood, to your self-esteem, your personality, and all of that. And also, like, just the feeling of learning to lose yourself to something that is so important, something that is meaningful, such as reading or learning, is very good to have every once in a while. Like, you find out that it is a really really good habit to have. You understand? So learn to lose yourself to learning or growing, to learning more, understanding more, and growing more on a particular skill that you have or knowledge that you have. The fifth advice that I have is you must also learn to eat healthy. You need to eat healthy, okay? Because the food that you eat, basically everything that you feed yourself with, is who you become. It affects how you feel. Just the food that we eat, it affects how we feel. So you need to lessen all the toxic, chemical, processed food, and increase more of the greens. Like, increase the greens, okay? Because these things, they have a lot of wonderful benefits to the human health, even the brain, the mood, your smell, your natural smell. In fact, studies have shown this thing. So it is not just me cooking up ideas in your head, okay? Food affects a lot of areas of our lives, from your hormones to your smell to your sense of reasoning, your sense of processing, even your mood, your happiness, moodiness, and all of that. So you need to invest in eating healthy food, most times at least. Being your highest and most authentic self, it definitely does take work. It takes work, but most importantly, it takes intention. It takes intentionality. Like, you have to be, you have to decide, then you have to chase after it. You have to chase it for real. Like, you just have to do it. Like, that's the most important thing. Just be intentional about it. So it doesn't really matter how hard. Trust me, it is something that is totally worth it, and it is possible to achieve this. It is possible to be your highest self most times of your day, most times of your life. So I urge you guys to try and invest in your minds and how you feel, as opposed to investing more on the outward appearance, which a lot of us like to do. So, yeah, as you're trying your best to look good on the outside, please do not ignore the inside as well. So, thank you guys for sticking with me to the end of this video. And if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like, comment, or share this video with anyone you feel it to be highly beneficial to. And also, do not forget to subscribe for more of these videos. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.